During the ongoing hate speech civil case brought about by the Afriforum over the singing of Shoot the Boer, Afriforum advocate Mark Oppenheimer and EFF leader Julius Malema engaged in a debate over the trauma experienced by white farmers and black South Africans. On Wednesday, Malema emphasized that the struggle song Shoot the Boer, Dubul'ibhunu, was not a command, and the word Boer or farmer doesn't refer to an individual, but represents the system that dispossessed black people of their land. Malema told the court that he would respect its decision if it declared the struggle song Dubul'ibhunu as hate speech. Joining us for some analysis on this case is legal analyst advocate Prince Mafu. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. The trauma of black South Africans and white farmers really came out very strongly throughout the week as we listened attentively. What's your take on what's come out of this matter?
Well, good morning to you and good morning to all your viewers. I think so many aspects of our democracy were exposed, and a direct indictment of our constitutional failures thus far were exposed in how far have we gone as a nation in addressing the injustice. We've gone in curing the wounds of the past, because it does look like the relevance of the song that were sung during the struggle period, still find relevance to present day, simply because there hasn't much that has happened to try to address these issues. Personally, I don't think the court of law is the correct platform to discuss and find solutions to these kind of issues. I think, the dialogue in the country about issues affecting us as a nation is long overdue, and has been preceded by serious other events, that make it, that have made the tensions in the country to be worse than they were. So I think what has come up thus far, it's a direct indictment of our failures as a nation to address the discourses and the problems that we've faced pre-apartheid and post-apartheid, be it from a racial tension, from equality, be it from transformation in all other sectors. They come in under one big basket of a failure to deal with our constitutional obligation to deal with the injustices of the past.
In fact, I'd like for us, Advocate, to listen into a bite from this week when it comes to that very topic of trauma. Let's listen in.
I'm talking here, thousands of children have died. Thousands of children have seen their mothers being tortured. I was young when police walked into my mother's house and she was sleeping. They took off her blankets off. Men, she was not dressed up. She was sleeping. Men took off her blankets. I live with that for the rest of my life, that some strange men came into my house and took off the blankets of my mother to search if she's not a terrorist. That is not real trauma, because it's not white.
As we listen to that, it evokes all sorts of emotions, and also trying to get a thorough understanding of what this case is actually about. In terms of your legal analysis, what is this case about? It's all very well technically to think about the songs or the chants, but the meaning is far deeper.
Absolutely. Like I earlier on indicated, the preamble to our constitution speaks about addressing the injustices of the past. And this is one key component, that when we look at such a case, you look of issues in respect of equality between whites and blacks, the unresolved issues, of the struggle, the murders, the failure of the TRC, all these aspects are exposed in this case. When you look at it at a constitutional demographic, you look at, the economy of black people, whether, people do have equal opportunities to participate, whether there is retrospective justice that could be taken insofar as issues that happened in apartheid times, So that's the other problem that I said we have. I don't think the court would be the best possible, platform to deal with these issues. These issues compel us to have various forums and dialogue platforms. We need to spearhead the discourse. I mean, even from all corners, be it the media, be it any other platform, to try to have people talking, venting out, so that at the very least we could get a sense of where we are right now from where we were then, and try to craft solutions and assimilate other issues that are facing us now as a result of the past, so that we can shape the future together. This is supposedly a rainbow nation. It should depict all various colors, but unfortunately, as they always say, the rainbow nation doesn't have the black color. Obviously, many a times, black Africans feel excluded in a number of ways, which compels them, to react in certain ways, which will compel other parties to take them to court, which ideally is not the solution to dealing with this. Because if any, cracks will continue to widen if we continue with this trajectory of taking key national issues to courts to decide who wins, who loses. This is not a battle about who wins, who loses. It's about trying to find in each other to shape a proper South Africa that we all want.
Absolutely. And we also listened into the EFF leader denying that the song could influence anybody to murder a farmer. And on the other end, the Afriforum has said that Malema's singing of the song contributed to a climate of hostility. What's your take on those two lines of argument?
I think the burden there set by Afriforum, is impossible to reach. I mean, the statistics of GBV supersede any other farm measures that are out there, but no one is chanting any slogans to kill women and so on. I don't think that analysis is pretty much, acceptable. I do think that, therefore, if you are an outsider, and I think this question was once posed to former President Mbeki at the TRC about the meaning of this song. As long as you don't understand the black culture and the traditions associated with these struggle songs, and you are an armchair critic outside the system, it's a very difficult aspect for you to bring sense and meaning to it. So to judge and say when someone chants a slogan, it does directly contribute to the farm matters. I mean, killing in itself and what happens at the farms, it's a cause for concern. Therefore, it needs people not to be armchair critics, but to apply their minds and do a thorough investigation and research on what causes this farm matters. Exactly. Why are we in this position, and what solutions can be applicable? Because at face value, it's a criminal act. And we don't just want to reduce it as a mere criminal act, but we want to find the causes. Then that's where Julius Malema's statements to come to say, but at the end of the day, this becomes more like an economic struggle that we have, that people lash out, not to justify murders. So I think our approach to this discourse is pretty much wrong at the moment and will not yield the results that are expected as a nation.
Mm-hmm. Let's quickly listen into the soundbite where the EFF leader says he's not afraid to kill. Let's listen in quickly.
And don't push us to that pain, because when that day comes, we'll not be scared. We've lost everything. We survive by the day. We don't know what tomorrow holds for us. I've elaborated. When you say you'll not be scared, what do you intend on doing? I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of death. I don't know why I'm still alive. I died a long time ago. Are you scared of killing? I'm not scared of killing. A revolutionary is a walking killing machine. Not scared of death. If that need arise, I will kill. And I will do so with no hesitation, especially in defense of my people.
Okay, taking stock, of course, of some of the key elements that came out of this ongoing case, legal analyst, advocate Prince Mafu, I'm going to have to thank you for your time and leave it there with our discussion and your analysis. Thanks for joining us.